Hello, everyone. So probably the giants are building their village. So hello, I'm Răzvan Stătescu, one of the co-founder of Giants Village. So today I'm going to walk you through what Giants is and in the second part, some of the technical advantages of using MultiversX and some of the technical challenges we had building a Web3 game on MultiversX. So first of all, Giants Village. We started with the idea that we wanted to exploit the Web3 features and technologies. So we are building an on-chain farming simulation game that's meant to give players the freedom of movement and progression. So now let's dive a little deeper on the gameplay and what you need to do to advance in the game. So right now, in the first version that will launch on mainnet in mid-December, we are now in the last DevNet testing phase. So the first version will have two core components: building your village and solving quests. Now, into the first one, the first thing you will want to do when entering the game is start building your village. And for this, you will need to mainly cover four topics. The first one, and probably the most important to focus on, is your village level. This kind of links to everything in your village, like land placement, building progression, NPCs, and everything. So it's essential for you to advance in the game, to increase your level. The second thing are the giants. They are the kind of characters of the game. So right now, they will be working in farms, producing resources, and those are essential for the expansion of your village. Next, we have resources, as I mentioned. They are heavily requested in quests. We'll see a bit later. And last but not least, we have land and buildings. So the land is the foundation of your village. Based on your village level, you will have a specific space that you can place land tiles, and of course that increases with the level. And before moving to the quests, I want to reiterate the importance of having the game fully on chain, because all the assets I mentioned before, like giants, resources, lands, buildings, they are either NFTs, SVTs, or tokens, depending on the specific use case. And with buildings, for example, the level and the specific boosts each building has, they are all part of the NFT attributes, and you go and sell them on NFT marketplaces. You sell them with the entire progress, and more than that, it adds a layer of composability with other games, with game extensions, with other products from the chain. So now, moving forward to quests. This is the second thing you should focus in order to advance in the game. So the quest system has two core components: the NPCs and the quests. Right now, a maximum of two NPCs will spawn in your village each 4 hours, and they will award you different quests. Of course, the complexity of quests increases with your village level, so harder quests, higher rewards. Now, the quest system comes with three important resources. When an NPC levels up, it gives you stars that are used to level up your village. It gives you style essence. It's used for boosts on different buildings. And for each completion of a quest, you receive some experience for that specific NPC that awarded you the quest, and you also receive villager coins. This is the, let's call it resource, the asset, that you use to upgrade your buildings, houses, farms, and so on. Now, moving on to, this is kind of the high overview of the game and how everything works. Now, let's dive a little deeper into probably the biggest advantage that we had in mind when we started building and shaping the game. As I mentioned before, having all items on-chain, being either NFTs or SVTs or tokens. This was very important for us. It was probably the most important thing when we started. So first of all, players have full ownership over their items, and this was possible with the help of the ESDT token standard MultiversX has. The second biggest advantage of having the items stored on chain is that the progress of each item or the properties of each item is stored on chain. So as I mentioned before, when you trade your items or buildings, resources, land, everything, you trade them exactly as you progress them. So as I taken as an example before, the farm, you increase the level, you upgrade, you increase their, I don't know, boosts. Like for example, each farm has four areas that you can expand individually, except the level, so you can increase the production speed, you can increase the storage, and so on individually. So each building is unique. So as you progress the game and as you advance more into the game, everything is stored on chain. You can trade them, you can sell them whenever you want. So now I'll talk about the kind of biggest challenge that we wanted to address since day one. So we didn't want it to have the user go on his phone and sign each time he wanted to do an action in the game. So for example, claim some resources or upgrade a building or place a building and so on. So this was a thing we wanted to solve, as I said, from day one, because I mean, playing a game, you need to have some sort of experience. So as there were no solutions available on MultiversX when we started, let's say, thinking about the game, that's like 1 year ago, maybe a little bit more. We explored two main solutions, like generating some inventory wallets or deploying a smart contract for each new player that would act as its inventory. So after a lot of debate and exploring, and we decided to proceed with the first version. When a new account is created, a new inventory wallet is generated for that user. So the main factor that we took into consideration here when choosing this approach was mainly the complexity of implementation and kind of the uncertainty risk, because as I mentioned, like 1 year ago or maybe more, there weren't similar solutions built on MultiversX or live on MultiversX, so there wasn't any, I don't know, trial and error or inspiration there. So this inventory wallet follows a very similar process as the X portal, for example, wallet creation and generation and storage. So the wallet is generated on the client when you create your account and will be stored encrypted in your personal cloud service. This means that the inventory is non-custodial, so we never see it or touch it. Now, how we use it in practice into the game, the only time you would need to transfer items or use your actual wallet, I don't know, export or ledger, whatever, is when you transfer items between your wallet and the inventory. So this allowed us to basically remove the need for the user to go and sign a transaction on his phone or whatever wallet he's using, and create a more pleasant experience for him. And because we generate the wallets for each account, or not we, but the user, when he signs up, we went a step further, and all wallets are generated in the same shard as the game smart contract. So this allowed us to avoid cross-shard transactions and improve the experience a little more. Now, with some announcements that were made recently on xDay, we might consider like different things that will be released for the game. Now, since we started building on MultiversX, we wanted to contribute to the ecosystem as much as we can. So, because of this, through our journey with open source, several resources, and we also started xDevHub.com. It's basically a platform, a library for resources where developers post any open source contribution, articles, tutorials, and so on. So throughout our journey, we started building on MultiversX, I think like 2 years ago. This is a link to our GitHub or QR code. So we've, on top of open sourcing what we actually build, we also kind of packed some of the things that we built for ourselves, and we thought they would be useful to others, and open source them. So ERD.js is basically it's implementing all the popular providers on MultiversX, like Exporter, Ledger, the extension, and the web wallet, and it kind of offers a common interface for all of them to basically use in your JavaScript application. The second one is ERD React hooks. It's basically a collection of React hooks for the that you can use in your React app, and over things like signing transactions, broadcasting transactions, I don't know, wallet information, querying smart contracts, and so on. And the third one is they all use each other somehow. So, for example, the ERD React hooks is using the first one, and the third one, which is a Next.js dApp template, is using the second one. So, and the third one, as I mentioned, is a dApp template that offers you the ability to start basically a dApp in just a few seconds, because it offers you the entire functionality of connecting your wallet with the 4 providers I was mentioning. It offers the possibility to sign broadcast transactions, query smart contracts, and some other features. So now for the future of Giants Village, as I mentioned, we'll release our first mainnet version on mid-December this year. So regarding features, this is the first version, and a lot more features and upgrades of the existing buildings, new resources, but also like breeding your giants, changing clothes, crafting will be introduced, some sort of PvP will be introduced, where you will be able to interact with other villages. So a lot of new features are on the roadmap. Our vision here is to grow the Giants Village into basically a big digital nation with its own currency, rules, and so on. So we are building step by step towards that, and to include the community as much as possible. And the third thing I want to mention is strongly tied to that. We want to also, everything will be open source, as I mentioned. So we want to involve the community both on the technical side and, of course, bring contributions if they want, if they like the game. Even like build extensions of the game or whatever, because being a fully on-chain game, it's very composable, and it's very easy to build things on top of it or contribute to it. And secondly, on the art part, members can generate new in-game items, earn royalties through them. So that's another very important thing we want to explore with the community. So the last thing, and probably the most important, is the team. We are 6 people. Me, Alexandra, Vlad, Andrei, Vlad again, and Emilia. We've build the entire game internally. So yeah, that was Giants Village. Thank you, and of course, let's build. Thank you.